chosen one. You've been carrying something you can't explain, something that feels etched into your very being, like heaven itself signed your soul before you ever stepped into this world. And no matter how much the world has tried to silence you, deny you, or convince you that you're ordinary, this mark refuses to disappear. It shows itself in the smallest details, in the way your spirit flares when injustice surrounds you, in the way your intuition burns when lies are spoken, in the way your very presence unsettles those who traffic in shadows. And here's the truth. Heaven gave you a sign, not on the right hand where the world expects honor, but on the left, the side that has always been misunderstood, the side the world often labels as weakness, rebellion, or strangeness. Yet in the kingdom of heaven, what man rejects, God anoints. What man mocks, God magnifies. What the crowd calls strange, heaven calls sacred. This is why your path has felt so narrow, why your relationships have felt so heavy, why even your victories sometimes carried the weight of battles you didn't ask for. You have been walking with a divine signature written into your very design, and now heaven is declaring, it cannot be denied any longer. The questions you've been asking in silence, the confusion you felt when you look at your life and wonder why it doesn't mirror anyone else's, that confusion is about to break, because what is written in the unseen is about to erupt in the seen. The hidden sign will no longer be hidden. The misunderstood calling will no longer be ridiculed. The mark heaven placed on your life is about to shine in front of everyone who doubted you. And here's the urgency. You are standing at the edge of a shift that will rewrite your story. A shift so undeniable that it will silence every whisper of doubt. A shift so holy that it will validate every tear you've cried. A shift so prophetic that it will prove, once and for all, that your existence is not an accident, but a design forged by heaven. This is the hour when the left-handed sign speaks. This is the moment when the rejected becomes chosen, when the overlooked becomes undeniable. Stay with me, because in the moments ahead, we are going to uncover the mystery of this sign, the depth of its meaning, and the transformation it is unlocking in your life. What has been hidden in you is about to be revealed, and when it is, nothing and no one will be able to deny it. What you're carrying did not come from human hands. It wasn't inherited through bloodlines or passed down as a family heirloom. It came from a place higher, purer, and more eternal than anything this earth could produce. It came from the throne of God Himself. Before the foundations of the world, before your first breath, the author of creation looked at the timeline of humanity and decided there would be a moment when someone had to carry this sign. Not on the right hand where power is flaunted, but on the left where mystery lingers. Not in the spotlight where applause rings out, but in the hidden space where heaven whispers. And in that moment of divine decision, your life was marked. This is not coincidence. It is not random. It is the result of divine authorship. The sign on your life is not just a symbol, it's a covenant. It is heaven's way of saying, this one belongs to me. The world can label you, misunderstand you, even despise you, but the label of man can never override the seal of God. That's why you feel restless in places others are comfortable. That's why you feel burdened by things others ignore. That's why you feel like your very existence is charged with weight, urgency, and fire. Heaven has been whispering, and whether you realized it or not, you've already been responding. Every time you resisted compromise when it would have been easier to bow down, you were responding. Every time you stood alone when it cost you your reputation, you were responding. Every time you carried wounds that should have destroyed you but still refused to give up, you were responding. And God has been watching, not with distant eyes, but with the gaze of a father who knows exactly what He placed in you. He knows how heavy it feels. He knows how strange it looks. He knows how hard it is to live with something the world cannot define. But He also knows what is about to unfold. Because the same God who marked you has been orchestrating circumstances, aligning seasons, and shaking foundations so that when the appointed time arrives, your sign will no longer be ignored. The very things that made you feel weak are about to be revealed as strengths. The very things that caused others to mock you are about to make them marvel. This is why the Spirit of God is pressing so strongly on you right now. This is why you feel like something is swelling inside, ready to burst, because heaven is leaning in closer. The angels have taken their places. The Spirit is stirring waters around your life, and the voice of God is declaring, now, Now is the time. Now is the season. Now is the unveiling. So hear me clearly. You are not mistaken. The heaviness is real. The sign is real. And the God who placed it on you is real. What you are about to step into is not imagination, it is manifestation. And this introduction is only the beginning of the revelation. There comes a point when heaven refuses to let what is sacred remain hidden. That point is now, and the sign you carry, yes, the one you've wrestled with, the one you've tried to dismiss as coincidence or imagination, is rising into full revelation. The left-handed mark is not about physical appearance alone. It is about placement. Left the side the world often disregards. Left the side that feels backwards to those who only see surface. Left the side of the heart, pulsing closest to life's rhythm. When God chose to place his sign on your left, he was declaring something profound, that you would be identified not by what you perform outwardly, but by what burns inwardly. This is why your life has always carried contradiction. Outwardly, others may not always see the full weight of your calling, but inwardly, the fire never dies. Outwardly, doors may shut in your face. Inwardly, you sense heaven whispering, "Keep walking." Outwardly, people may reject you. Inwardly, you feel God's embrace stronger than ever. And now the prophecy is this: the sign cannot remain unseen. There is coming a divine unveiling, when the left-handed mark on your life will become undeniable. Heaven is preparing moments where your inner reality and outer reality collide. People who once overlooked you will no longer be able to. Circumstances that once dismissed you will no longer have authority, because what heaven has sealed, earth cannot deny. Imagine the scene. You step into rooms where you were once treated as invisible, and suddenly all eyes shift toward you, not because of human promotion, but because heaven's light is resting on you. You stand before challenges that once seemed impossible, and suddenly the atmosphere bends in your favor, not because you manipulated it, but because the mark you carry rearranges reality. The left-handed sign is a reversal prophecy. It declares that everything twisted against you will be untwisted for you, that the world's rejection of the left hand becomes heaven's revelation of chosen strength, that where man saw weakness, God designed wonder. And do not underestimate the weight of this moment, because this sign is not just for you, it is for everyone connected to your life. When heaven marks one, entire lineages are shifted. When God anoints one, entire communities are impacted. You are the vessel, but the overflow will touch countless others. This prophecy means battles will end differently. Doors will open strangely. Breakthroughs will arrive suddenly. And the timing is divine. Because just when it seemed like the silence would swallow you, the trumpet of heaven is sounding. Just when it seemed like delay would choke out hope, the rivers of God are breaking open. Just when it seemed like the world had written your ending, heaven is writing your beginning. This unveiling will not be subtle. It will not be quiet. It will not be deniable. And here is the mystery. Many will not understand it. Some will try to explain it away. Others will envy it. Still others will fear it. But you will know it is the fulfillment of what you felt burning in your spirit for years. You will know it is the prophecy unfolding. And when the unveiling begins, the weight you've been carrying will make sense. Every sleepless night, every misunderstood moment, every rejection you endured will suddenly reveal its purpose. Because the left-handed sign was never about fitting in. It was about standing out, at the appointed time, for God's glory. So lift your eyes. The prophecy is alive. The unveiling has begun. Every prophecy carries more than one layer. What you see with the natural eye is only the surface. Beneath the surface is where the true current flows, and that current is where God hides his deepest treasures. The sign marked on your life, the left-handed seal of heaven, is not only about personal recognition. It is about revealing the architecture of how God works with his people, how he turns weakness into strength, how he flips the script to demonstrate his sovereignty. Think of storms. A storm appears chaotic, filled with noise and destruction. But hidden inside a storm is a strange order. Winds move in patterns, clouds shift according to design, lightning cracks with precision. To the untrained eye, it is terrifying. But to heaven, the storm is simply another canvas to display power. That is your life. What seemed like chaos, what felt like unbearable turbulence, was heaven organizing an unseen order to reveal the sign within you. Think of doors. Some doors opened easily for others but remained shut for you. You wondered if something was wrong with you, if you lacked the keys everyone else seemed to hold. But those locked doors were not rejection, they were redirection. The hand that closed them was the same hand that marked you. And while others ran ahead chasing temporary success, you were preserved for eternal significance. The left-handed sign is the key that will open the doors meant only for you. Think of seasons. Winter feels endless when you're trapped in it. The cold numbs your body, the silence numbs your soul. Yet buried under the snow, seeds are working, roots are stretching, growth is happening unseen. Your life has mirrored that process. When others thought you were finished, heaven knew you were forming. The left-handed mark is the guarantee that your spring is inevitable. No winter lasts forever when God has placed His covenant inside of you. And think of journeys. No journey worth taking is straight. There are valleys that test your endurance, mountains that demand your climb, deserts that dry your faith, and rivers that force your surrender. But through every twist and turn, the sign within you has been guiding like a compass. Even when you felt lost, you were being directed. Even when you stumbled, you were being aligned. The sign has not only been carried by you, you have been carried by it. Here is the spiritual depth. God delights in using what the world calls lesser. He takes the stone the builders rejected and makes it the cornerstone. He takes the shepherd boy overlooked in the fields and makes him king. He takes fishermen and tax collectors and turns them into apostles who shake nations. And now He takes you with the left-handed mark, the misunderstood calling, the path no one applauded, and He declares, "This one is mine." The sign is heaven's reminder that you are not defined by majority opinion. You are defined by eternal decree. It is God's way of declaring to every force, seen and unseen, "Touch not the anointed." It is His evidence that your life has been set apart for purposes far beyond your imagination. This is why you often feel tension between who you are and where you are. The environment around you cannot always hold the weight of what is within you. The conversations feel too small. The ambitions of others feel too shallow. The patterns of the crowd feel too hollow. And you, marked by heaven, cannot shrink yourself to fit into a mold God never designed for you. The meaning is this: your difference is not a mistake. Your strangeness is not a flaw. Your rejection is not abandonment. It is the divine equation at work. It is the paradox heaven loves to write into every chosen story. The left becomes right. The weak become strong. The last become first. And so, as you stand in this moment, wrestling with why your life has unfolded the way it has, know this: the answer is in the sign. The mark has always been directing, protecting, preserving. Even when you could not see its meaning, heaven was guarding it until the appointed hour. Now that the hour has arrived, you are being invited to embrace it fully, to stop questioning whether you belong, to stop comparing yourself to those who were never marked, to stop dimming your light to ease the comfort of others. For the spiritual depth of this prophecy is simple yet profound. When God places His hand upon your life, no earthly system, no human rejection, no demonic scheme can erase it. The left-handed sign is proof that heaven chose you not for applause, but for alignment with destiny. And as this truth takes root in you, you will see the world differently. You will no longer interpret storms as punishments, but as patterns. You will no longer see closed doors as denials, but as protections. You will no longer fear seasons of silence, but welcome them as preparation. You will no longer dread the journey's twists, but trust them as guidance. This is the depth of the prophecy you carry, and this depth is the very reason the signs of confirmation are beginning to rise all around you. Whenever heaven speaks, it also confirms. God does not leave His children wandering in confusion, clutching at shadows. He places markers along the path subtle enough that they require faith, but clear enough that your spirit will recognize them. And if you've been paying attention, you've already begun to see these signs rising around you. The first sign is the pull of solitude. Lately, you found yourself withdrawing from circles that once felt comfortable. Crowds exhaust you, surface-level conversations drain you, and the thought of blending in feels unbearable. This is not isolation as punishment, it is separation for preparation. Heaven often calls its chosen into wilderness before revealing them to the world. That tug you feel to step away is heaven's hand steering you into alignment. The second sign is an intensified sensitivity. Things you could once ignore now weigh heavily on your heart. Injustice burns deeper. Lies sound louder. The atmosphere of a room can shift your spirit within seconds. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is evidence of the mark within you sharpening your discernment. God is tuning your spiritual frequency so you can no longer tolerate what does not belong to your destiny. The third sign is the stirring of dreams and visions. Perhaps you've woken from sleep with images that feel too vivid to dismiss. Perhaps words or symbols echo in your spirit long after the dream fades. Perhaps you've begun to sense directions, warnings, or promises that arrive uninvited in the stillness of night. These are not random, they are heaven's direct confirmations that the prophecy is alive. Dreams are the language of the spirit, and your left-handed sign is unlocking access to this divine communication. The fourth sign is unexplainable favor. Doors that should have remained closed begin to creak open. Opportunities arrive without explanation. Strangers speak words that sound like echoes of prayers you've whispered. This favor may not make logical sense to those around you, but that is the very point. It is supernatural. When the mark of heaven rests on your life, even systems that were never designed for you begin to shift in your direction. The fifth sign is increased opposition. Yes, the confirmation of your calling is not only in blessings but also in battles. Recently, resistance may have grown stronger. People misunderstand you more. Plans collapse suddenly. Pressure intensifies. Do not mistake this for abandonment. The presence of battle is proof that the enemy sees the unveiling approaching. Resistance is simply the shadow that appears before the dawn. And finally, the sixth sign is inner fire. Despite everything, despite fatigue, rejection, confusion, you still feel something burning inside. A sense that you cannot give up, that your story is not finished, that your destiny is too great to surrender. That fire is heaven's seal. It is the living evidence that the sign on your life is not only real, but active. These are the confirmations, and they are already surrounding you. Solitude, sensitivity, dreams, favor, opposition, fire. If these signs resonate, it is not imagination. It is God whispering, yes, this word is for you. Yes, the sign is undeniable. Yes, the unveiling has already begun. And yet, alongside these confirmations, there are also challenges, hidden ones, trials you must pass through before the fullness of the prophecy unfolds. Every prophecy comes with weight. The sign heaven has placed on your life is holy, but carrying it is not without cost. Before the fullness of the unveiling, you will face hidden challenges, obstacles that do not announce themselves loudly, but press quietly on your spirit until you either break or rise. And make no mistake, these challenges are not punishments. They are tests. They are refinements. They are the fire through which gold must pass before it shines. The first hidden challenge is loneliness that feels unbearable. You've already tasted it, but as the unveiling draws closer, the solitude deepens. Friends fall away. Family doesn't understand. Crowds that once embraced you grow silent. And though it feels like abandonment, it is actually heaven teaching you that your anchor cannot be in people, it must be in God alone. The test of loneliness is meant to strip away false dependencies, so that when you stand revealed, you know exactly who sustains you. The second hidden challenge is the silence of heaven. There are seasons when God feels closer than your breath, and there are seasons when his voice seems distant. Lately, you may have felt the silence louder than the words. That silence is not God ignoring you, it is God trusting you. The test of silence sharpens your faith, teaching you to walk not by constant reassurance, but by the memory of his last word. Faith that survives silence becomes unshakable. The third hidden challenge is misrepresentation. People will twist your actions, misinterpret your motives, and speak about you in ways that wound deeply. You will be accused of things your heart never intended, and though it feels unjust, this too is part of the refining. For the mark you carry demands integrity that is not defined by man's approval. God allows misrepresentation to teach you that your identity is anchored in his truth, not in shifting opinions. The fourth hidden challenge is delay. The promise is real, the prophecy is alive, but the timing stretches longer than you thought possible. Every delay feels like a closed door. Every postponement feels like a denial. But delay is not denial, it is preparation. God allows time to mature you, to sharpen your character, to align circumstances. Without the furnace of delay, the unveiling would collapse under its own weight. And the fifth hidden challenge is inner warfare. Doubt rises, fear whispers, Temptation pulls at your edges. You feel the battle raging not only around you, but within you. And while the enemy would have you believe this means you're failing, the truth is the opposite. Inner warfare is the sign of inner awakening. Heaven allows the clash within you, so that when victory comes, it is not shallow, it is rooted in every fiber of your being. Do not shrink from these challenges. Do not misread them as signs that you are abandoned. They are the proof that you are being tested, refined, and strengthened for what is coming. Because here's the truth. If the unveiling arrived without these hidden trials, you would not be ready to carry it. But because of them, because of the loneliness, the silence, the misrepresentation, the delay, the warfare, you will stand unshakable when the moment arrives. These are not punishments. They are preparations. And after the test always comes the instruction. Revelation without instruction leaves you vulnerable. If God shows you the sign, but does not give you the steps, you will stumble under the weight of the prophecy. But because He is faithful, He not only reveals, He directs. And in this hour, His instructions are clear, urgent, and deeply personal. The first instruction is guard your atmosphere. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Not every conversation is harmless. There are atmospheres designed to suffocate your fire, to drain your discernment, to dilute your calling. You must become ruthless in what you allow into your space. Protect your mind like a fortress, your heart like a temple. If God has marked you, then your environment must reflect that holiness. Turn down the noise. Close doors that once kept you distracted. Cultivate silence where heaven can speak. The second instruction is, discipline your spirit. The unveiling does not belong to the lazy or the casual. It belongs to those who train their inner life with diligence. Prayer must become your oxygen, not your emergency plan. Scripture must become your anchor, not your afterthought. Worship must become your lifestyle, not your Sunday performance. This is not about religious routine, it is about spiritual alignment. A disciplined spirit is a spirit that can carry the weight of heaven's mark without collapsing under pressure. The third instruction is, embrace obedience quickly. Delayed obedience is disobedience in disguise. When the Spirit nudges you, respond. When God instructs you to release something, release it. When He calls you to step forward, step without hesitation. The mark on your life requires a rhythm of immediate surrender. Every act of obedience is a brick in the foundation of your unveiling. And the faster you obey, the faster heaven moves on your behalf. The fourth instruction is carry humility as your weapon. The world exalts pride, but heaven crowns humility. The more God lifts you, the more you must bow low. Humility is not weakness, it is spiritual authority under control. It disarms jealousy, silences accusation, and keeps your heart clean. Never forget, the sign on your life is not about you alone, it is about God's glory revealed through you. Walk low, and heaven will raise you high. The fifth instruction is tend the fire daily. The inner flame you feel, the burning that refuses to go out, is both gift and responsibility. Fire unattended will dim. Fire neglected will die. But fire fed will grow into an inferno. Feed your spirit daily with truth, prayer, stillness, gratitude. Do not wait for Sundays or special gatherings. You are the altar, and your daily choices are the fuel. Keep the fire alive, and no storm will be able to extinguish it. The sixth instruction is speak life. Words are not casual when heaven has marked you. Your tongue is a tool of creation, a sword of spirit, a vessel of prophecy. Be mindful of what you declare. Refuse to curse yourself with doubt or fear. Refuse to join conversations that mock or diminish others. Instead, release words that build, heal, and call forth destiny. Every time you speak life, you align earth with heaven's decree. And the seventh instruction is, watch the times. Your unveiling is not random, it is appointed. God moves in patterns, in seasons, in divine timings. Pay attention to the rhythms around you. Notice the numbers that repeat, the dates that stir your spirit, the moments when circumstances converge. These are not accidents, they are divine codes, reminding you that heaven is speaking. When you watch the times, you'll know when to move, when to wait, and when to strike. These instructions are not burdens, they are weapons. They are shields against distraction, swords against compromise, compasses against confusion. If you walk in them, you will not only be prepared for the unveiling, you will become unstoppable within it. And remember this, Urgency does not mean panic. Urgency means precision. God is not calling you to rush blindly. He is calling you to align carefully. Every step matters now. Every choice carries weight. Every day is sacred ground. So walk wisely. Guard your atmosphere. Discipline your spirit. Obey quickly. Carry humility. Tend the fire. Speak life. Watch the times. Do these, and you will find yourself not just waiting for prophecy, you will be walking inside it. And as you walk, you will discover what has been true all along. You are never alone. Heaven's protection surrounds you. The weight of prophecy can feel overwhelming. When you hear of the sign on your life, when you realize the responsibility attached to it, fear can creep in. Questions rise. Am I strong enough? What if I fail? What if the battles swallow me whole? But hear this clearly. Heaven never marks without covering. The same God who placed the seal on you has already surrounded you with protection that no enemy can penetrate. Picture yourself walking through fire. The flames rise, sparks leap, the heat presses against your skin. Yet somehow, you do not burn. That is not chance. It is divine shielding. God has promised that the fire will refine you, but never consume you. The waters will test you, but never drown you. This is His assurance. Your life is wrapped in His hands. Angels have been assigned to you, not as distant beings floating in some far-off realm, but as present guardians who walk where you walk, who stand where you stand, who war when you cannot. Some of the battles you thought you survived by accident were actually victories secured by unseen warriors standing at your side. They went ahead of you, silencing schemes, blocking curses, overturning traps. You did not see it, but you felt the sudden shift, the weight lift, the danger dissolve. That was heaven's protection in action. And there is more. The Spirit of God Himself dwells within you. He is not a visitor who comes and goes depending on your strength. He is a resident, an eternal presence that never leaves. When fear rises, His peace pushes back. When confusion swirls, His wisdom whispers. When opposition closes in, His power shields. This indwelling is your greatest assurance. You are never fighting alone. Even your weaknesses are guarded. The places you feel most fragile, the areas you wish no one could see, God covers them. He does not expose you to shame you. He cloaks you to protect you. He knows your limits better than you do, and He will not allow the weight of destiny to crush you. Instead, He strengthens you in secret until you are ready to stand in public. So when the enemy tries to intimidate you with fear, remind yourself, I am sealed, I am covered, I am surrounded. When people speak against you, when lies circulate, when traps are set, declare, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. When your path feels dark and uncertain, whisper the truth. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. This assurance is not theory, it is reality. You have already lived it. You have already seen dangers dissolve, enemies fail, storms calm. And if God protected you then, how much more will He protect you now as the unveiling begins? Rest in this. Your story cannot be stolen. Your sign cannot be erased. Your destiny cannot be derailed. Heaven is both the author and the guard of your journey. With this assurance, you can walk boldly. With this covering, you can face what comes next. Because what comes next is transformation. When the unveiling arrives, it will not slip in quietly. It will not whisper its presence. It will come like the sunrise after the longest night, sudden, undeniable, radiant. One moment, you will feel as though you are still waiting, and the next, you will realize the waiting has ended. The transformation begins inward. A deep peace will settle over you, heavier than fear, louder than doubt. The fire you've been tending in secret will erupt into a steady blaze that nothing can extinguish. You will notice it in the way your thoughts shift, where once you wrestled with uncertainty, clarity now flows like a river. Where once your heart trembled with anxiety, courage now anchors you like a rock. Then the transformation spreads outward. People who never noticed you will suddenly see you. The very ones who mocked your strangeness will marvel at your strength. Conversations will change where you were once overlooked. Your words will carry weight. Where you were once dismissed, your presence will command honor. This is not because of ego, but because heaven's signature is shining too brightly to be ignored. The fulfillment will not only elevate you, it will ripple through everything connected to you. Relationships will be healed. Opportunities will unlock. Resources will find their way into your hands. Even environments that once felt hostile will bend to accommodate the presence you carry. For when God reveals His chosen, creation itself responds. And you will know, it is not your doing. You will stand in the middle of blessings you did not chase, doors you did not force, victories you did not earn, and your heart will bow in gratitude. Tears will come, not from sorrow, but from the overwhelming realization that God has been faithful all along. Every delay had purpose. Every silence was strategy. Every battle was preparation. Picture it. The loneliness you once cursed now reveals itself as the birthplace of intimacy with God. The silence you once feared now proves itself as the training ground for unshakable faith. The misrepresentation you once grieved now becomes the platform for undeniable vindication. The delays you once hated now shine as the perfect timing of heaven. And the inner warfare you thought would break you now proves it was only forging you into steel. This is fulfillment, when the pain is reinterpreted through the lens of glory. This is transformation, when the ashes give way to beauty, when the mourning clothes fall and joy takes their place, when the rejected stone becomes the cornerstone. And as this prophecy unfolds, gratitude will not be optional, it will pour out of you. Every step will feel sacred, every breath will feel holy. You will live with a constant awareness that your life is not random, but divinely scripted, that the mark you carry was never meant to be hidden forever, but revealed in power at the appointed time. And the most stunning part? This is not the end. Fulfillment is not a conclusion, it is a doorway. Once this prophecy manifests, it will usher you into new assignments, greater responsibilities, deeper intimacy with God. The unveiling is both the reward and the beginning. So prepare your heart, because the moment you have been sensing, the shift you have been feeling, the promise you have been carrying, it is no longer in the distance. It is here. It is rising. It is unfolding. And when it does, you will not question whether it is real. You will know, heaven has spoken, heaven has moved, and heaven's sign on your life cannot be denied. Take a deep breath. Let the weight of this word settle into your spirit. What has been spoken over you is not suggestion, it is decree. It is not wishful thinking, it is prophecy. And now, it is time to seal it over your life, with faith, with affirmation, with blessing. Here are truths you must begin to declare daily, not as empty words, but as weapons of spirit. Affirmation 1. I am sealed by heaven. No force on earth or hell can erase the sign upon my life. Affirmation 2. I walk in divine timing. Every step I take is ordered. Every delay is strategy. Every season is preparation. And affirmation 3. I am protected and covered. Angels surround me. The Spirit dwells within me, and God Himself goes before me. Affirmation 4. My transformation is unfolding now. What was hidden is being revealed. What was rejected is being restored. What was delayed is being delivered. Let these words be the language of your mornings and the anchor of your nights. Speak them until your soul believes them. Speak them until your atmosphere shifts. Speak them until doubt has no room left to whisper. And now, hear this blessing, as if heaven itself is placing a crown upon your head. May the sign God has placed upon you shine brighter with every passing day. May your left-handed mark, the misunderstood, the overlooked, the rejected, become the very thing that draws eyes to the glory of God within you. May every storm you walk through reveal its hidden order, every closed door prove its protection, every delay announce its perfect timing. May your heart rest in peace, knowing you are never alone. May the angels assigned to you war fiercely on your behalf. May the Spirit within you whisper wisdom in every moment of confusion. May your fire never dim, your faith never falter, your destiny never derail. And when the unveiling comes, and it will come, may your gratitude overflow. May your joy be uncontainable, and may your testimony awaken faith in everyone who witnesses it. You are marked, you are chosen, you are covered, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can deny what heaven has decreed over you. So step forward in confidence, lift your head in hope, walk boldly into the unveiling, for the sign upon your life is real, and its time is now.